Monday, October the 5th. A little bit late to work, but I'm on my way. I ended up having a very productive weekend. Although it kind of started off rough because I started feeling lonely on Saturday. And I know that comes from my period. Now, period, I don't know if I ever mentioned that on here before, but I've been having a period for a long time. Basically since 2000 and I would say 2010 or 11. When I started noticing it though, it was like 2012. And when I say period, not period, for a long time, I haven't had a regular menstrual since 2013, since I got diagnosed with cancer. But prior to that, I was having a menstrual, and it was really like crazy rough. Like 7 days, it was going on, and I was just mentally and emotionally fucked up behind it. I think that's a lot of the reasons why I sent my son to his father in 2012, because I literally had thoughts that I would do something to my son, that I would get so angry and upset with him about things that he was doing that really was just childish things, but it was sending me over the edge. I didn't do anything to him, but I wanted to. And when the school started threatening to put him out of school because of his behavior, I was just like, I felt like I needed some help, so I sent it to his father. But that's a whole nother story. At any rate, I started having those thoughts and feelings on Saturday. And I noticed that I had lost my pen. And I know I probably lost it at work, because I remember my purse flapping open, and that's where it was, inside my little purse that I carried on the side. And so when I realized I had lost the purse, I should have just went from, okay, I didn't lose the purse, I lost the pen, but I lost the pen, just go buy another one. Man, I went through all these mental and emotional changes about how I lost it, and how much was still in there, and how much money I could have saved if I was just doing anything that I could to think of to not buy another pen. I drove out to the job, to look for the pen, and I had left my driver's license out there too, but basically I just went because I wanted to look for the pen. But after going round and round in there for a while, I decided to go ahead and go buy me a pen. It was later on in the night. Well, not in the night, but in the evening, when I finally made a decision to go. Because it was dark, so it was late on in the night. I went and got 2 pens. They had them 2 for $40. And as soon as I started smoking on the pen, I felt better. I mean, I started cleaning up, and, something that I've been needing to do in my apartment for a long time. I started cleaning up and, putting stuff away and just being really productive. I got a lot of stuff done Saturday before I went to bed. I didn't finish it, but I got a lot of stuff done. I got the living room done. I got most of the kitchen done, all the way down to the sweeping and the mopping. Then I got up Saturday and started smoking again and really that's all I needed for it too. It's just to, help me get through the days like that, because that was crazy rough without the weed. And other than that, I wouldn't even want no weed. But I said all that to say that I had a very productive weekend. A couple things I realized is that at the first of the month, when that period, not period, where's this ugly head, I need to just smoke a little weed just to change up the dynamics, because I really was feeling alone and lonely and feeling like I wasn't gonna be, and that's, I don't know, something about that period, not period, brings on all these emotions about, and I feel like that I have really gotten accustomed to being by myself. So when I feel like that, it's really a strange feeling to feel alone, especially when I feel like I've done all that I can do to be okay with just me. But I learned a couple of things, key things this weekend. That smoking weed helps me during my period, not period. And also the supplements that I have been making on my own and taking are really helping, because although I had the feelings of being alone, it usually, when it started, it wasn't like that, but it was somewhere after 2000 and maybe 15 or 16, I started having real strong emotions about unaliving myself during that time. And I mean, they were strong feelings, like, that was the only way out of feeling what I was feeling. And I felt that every month. Imagine feeling like that every month. Because it literally lasts about 2 weeks. Because I remember when I first noticed it in 2012, and I had went to the doctor, and I told her, I said, I'm only feeling like myself 1 week out of the month. So this, whatever it was, and still is, was lasting 3 weeks out the month. But, it don't last 3 weeks no more, but it lasts basically 2 weeks. The last week of the month and the first week of the second month. So approximately 2 weeks, I go through that emotional roller coaster that I be going through. But my supplements are really helping. And I can't even tell you. I know it's the black seed oil. And that's Nigella. I make that. I'm taking the wild yam root, the ashwagandha. What else am I taking? I got so many different ones that I do take. And I had to bag off of them because something was causing me extreme cramps at night when I went to sleep, and I couldn't. I believe it was the ashwagandha. I really believe, because prior to me getting that again, because I stopped it before because it was making me feel some type of way. But I think I can only take that ashwagandha in the morning. I can't take that ashwagandha at night or in the evening. Anytime I'm going to be laying down asleep, I can't take that ashwagandha. It's too rough on my pelvis area. It make me crampy. other thing that I noticed when I was leaving work on Friday, how I was wishing it wasn't the weekend because I love my job so much and I just being around people. And I remember this therapist told me a long, long time ago that I'm energized by people. So when I isolate and don't have anybody to be around, it makes my mood sad. And I literally don't have anybody to just call and talk to. My little shaman that I went to go and see in Arizona for my healing, my spiritual healing, reached out, and you could tell that she was super excited when she reached out to ask me how I was doing. And when she reached out, I was feeling super lonely right at that moment. And so I told her that's what I was feeling. And baby, she cut it off. You know, if I was getting ready to kill myself, I was gonna die. But she didn't reach out no more. And she'll reach out sometime this week and pretend like she, sent a text and it didn't go through or whatever, but I'm amazed at how people can act like, well, I ain't gonna say they act because that's not an act. You don't care. You don't care. So the act is acting like you do care when you are acting like you care. Because I have people like that in my life acting like they care, but for real, they don't care. They don't care. And I guess I have to stop asking people to care about me and just care about myself. But I don't pretend to care about me. Either I care about you or I don't. That's how I move. Either I care about you or I don't. I done made it to work. 17 minutes after 8. That's all right.